What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Cobra Kai series. Let's rock this. Alrighty then! Special thanks to YouTube, specifically YouTube Red, for granting me the screeners to the first and the second episode of this brand new show. Now let me be very clear that this review is based on me having watched episode 1 and episode 2 only. Having said that, those two episodes did make me super stoked about the entire show, which I believe consists of 10 episodes in total. Can't wait. Okay, I know what you're wondering. Is it necessary for you to have watched the original Karate Kid movie first before you go watch Cobra Kai? My answer to that is yes, but only the first one. The 1984 one. Don't worry about the subsequent installments. Don't worry about the ones starring Hilary Swank either. So just the first movie. And it would help, since Cobra Kai is more or less a follow-up to that. This series shows you what happens now to two of its lead stars. In Cobra Kai, Ralph Macchio's iconic character Daniel LaRusso is no longer in the martial art business. As a matter of fact, he is now living an affluent life with his family, running a very successful car dealership. Now, you all remember William Zabka's character, Johnny, right? He's the guy that Daniel knocked down with that famous crane kick at that All-Valley Karate tournament more than 3 decades ago. Well, now Johnny's life takes a turn for the unfortunate. He's broke, he is divorced, his son hates his guts. He's not quite at the rock bottom, but he has a life that nobody envies. But Johnny still has his fighting skills. Even when he's down on his luck, he still remembers his training, or what's left of it at least. So after all these years, Daniel's and Johnny's lives will become intertwined once more, and the rivalry is reignited. The first episode mostly highlights Johnny, and the second episode highlights Daniel until they ultimately cross paths at the end of that second episode. The tone of this show is kind of odd because it's sort of comedy, but it's not slapstick. It's sort of drama, but it's not a slow burn, or it's not devastating. There are frequent flashbacks happening throughout. Flashbacks to various pivotal scenes from the first Karate Kid film. We are reminded of the fact that even though Johnny was part of the bully gang, in his heart of hearts, he was actually just a scared teenager who himself was bullied by his own sensei. So right off the bat, this show goes out of its way to make us feel empathetic towards Johnny's plight. Because the guy is now struggling just to get by paycheck to paycheck, day in and day out. And he truly, madly, deeply misses the 80s. Even his car style is stuck in the 80s. Deep down, Johnny wishes things could be like they were before because his better days are behind him. And William Zabka plays this Johnny really well. His performance is like... how should I describe it? His performance is like a grumpy stray cat. There's something tragic about it. You can't help but feel sorry for him. He's purposeless. He's rudderless. By the way, I gotta give mad props to both William Zabka and Ralph Macchio, because after all these years, both men still look like they're in top shape. I mean, men their age by now usually have let themselves go. But not Zabka and Macchio. Specifically Macchio, because we all know that guy probably drank from the fountain of youth. He looks like he's 20, no matter how much older he's gotten. Okay, so the second episode gives you a window to Daniel's life. His beautiful wife, his big house, his riches, his great job. I mean, who knew that Daniel was a pretty damn skilled salesman? I didn't see that coming. Daniel is no longer that insecure high school senior kid in need of a mentor. Ralph Macchio's performance as this confident Daniel is full of zest. I mean, he's got so much charm, he could sell an igloo to an Eskimo. Now, the thing that sort of connects the two individuals in the same room again is the fact that there's this kid named Miguel who was bullied and got rescued by Johnny. Miguel then asks Johnny to train him karate. Johnny at first is reluctant about it, but he eventually figures, what the hell? What does he have to lose anyway? He already lost everything. So Johnny opens up a dojo named after his old gang Cobra Kai, which by the way is still the reason for Daniel's anxiety from time to time. And one of the kids that bullied Miguel happened to be the same guy that Daniel's daughter has some serious crush on. And guess what? They all go to the same school. So Miguel has a serious crush on Daniel's daughter. So the story arc with these young characters, or the second generation if you will, is the very thing that brings Daniel into Johnny's dojo, a situation that reignites that old tension. Okay, now that I've pretty much let you know what happens in these two episodes, let me tell you what I think of them. I think Cobra Kai is, for lack of a better word, entertaining. By the way, the show is brought to you by the same guys who gave us those Harold and Kumar movies. So yes, that means there are many parts about Cobra Kai that are funny. But the funny in Cobra Kai is surprisingly grounded, as opposed to aiming for balls to the wall raunchy. This show is very nostalgic, so if you grew up in the 80s, or if you remember watching the first film in theaters, this show's got plenty of references that will make you geek out. It also has tons of current pop culture references that exist here in order to emphasize how out of touch Daniel and Johnny can be in certain aspects. I really like the fact that there's no good guys versus bad guys in this one, at least judging from the 2 episodes I've watched. The writers managed to explore just enough to make these characters well-rounded so you can understand where they're coming from. Johnny may want to bring back old glories, while Daniel wants to put the past in the past. But you understand why each of them would want it that way. To a certain extent, it can feel as if the show is mostly about Johnny with Daniel playing second fiddle. But I think the goal is to point out what Cobra Kai means, not just for these two characters, but what Cobra Kai means also to Miguel and his classmates. Whether the place serves as a safe haven, or a painful reminder, or a place where young love can blossom, who knows? But the show will be much bigger than just Johnny and Daniel. The ending in the second episode will make you curious enough to want to keep following the story, while at the same time, on the back of your head, you're also hoping, tiny glimmer hope, but we are hoping that we may get to see some kind of a fight, however brief it may be, an ultimate showdown between Johnny and Daniel, because that would be super awesome! That's it, that's my review of Cobra Kai. Share your thoughts in the comment section below and share this video with all your friends on the YouTube verse. And as always, subscribe to my channel. This video is made possible thanks to your support on Patreon. So go to patreon.com/ramascreen, sign up there today and become my patrons. Let's rock this.